In this video, we'll explore some situations where we'd see pronumerals on both sides of the equation. That means the pronumeral, so x or n, will appear on the left-hand side of the equal sign and the right-hand side of the equal sign. And we're going to explore this by looking at two real situations using lollies and chips as a visual way of representing what's going on. First, we'll look at situation A, then we'll look at situation B, then we'll do some worked examples together. So situation A. Consider this situation. Determine the number of lollies per bag. Just study the situation for a moment and see if you can answer that. By looking at the information in the picture, we can sort of disregard the outside Skittles packets and see that one packet equals 15 Skittles. Now, when there's pronumerals on both sides of the equation, imagine instead of packets of Skittles, the unknown is the pronumeral. So here's the same situation represented using a simple equation, where on the left-hand side, there's two unknowns, and on the right-hand side, there was 15, an amount that we knew, and one unknown. Notice the pronumerals on both sides. If we see a pronumeral on both sides of the equal sign, we can simplify the pronumerals to one side of the equation. So that's the first thing I'm looking for. Get the pronumerals to one side of the equation. So how do we do that? Well, we can use the balance method. As long as we reverse it on both sides, as we've been doing, then we keep the equation balanced. For example, looking at the pronumeral amounts, if I remove one packet of Skittles from both sides, so long as I do it to left and to right, I keep the equation balanced. And then we have a solution for n. I'll show you again, situation B. Consider this situation. Determine the number of biscuits per packet. First, study the situation. I reckon you probably disregarded the two packets from each side. We're then left with an amount, so 8 on the left-hand side, plus one packet and 2 bickies. Then if you disregard 2 bickies off the pile from both sides, there has to be 6 biscuits per packet. Here's the same situation as an equation. 2 unknowns on the left and 8 bickies. 3 unknowns on the right and 2 bickies. Remember, when we see a pronumeral on both sides, we can use the balance method. And what we did was we removed 2x from both sides. Remember, we disregarded 2 packets, so we removed 2x from both sides. On the left remains 8 cookies. On the right remains 1x and 2 cookies. As the balance method applies, we remove 2, and that's how we knew the solution for x was 6. In other words, there had to be 6 bickies per pack. So we've looked at 2 situations, and in both situations, we saw the pronumeral appear on both sides, and we've learnt that we should try to get the pronumeral to one side by making our first step a reverse step involving the pronumerals. Let's practice that in some worked examples.